Hey everybody, what's going on? This is the latest TDR Cannabis in 5 presented by Dutchie. I am your host, Shad Dales. Today I'm going to walk you through a new survey from Shield Compliance, where cannabis business executives shared their outlook on rescheduling. In the headline, well, it's an eye-catching one. Only 34 out of 100 executives think rescheduling will actually happen this year. So that's just 1/3 of the people currently running cannabis companies. So what's up with that? We need to find out who these people are and when this survey actually took place. But before we dive into it, quick thanks to our sponsor, Dutchie. Dutchie is the technology partner powering cannabis commerce, helping dispensaries streamline operations and improve customer experiences. So whether it's a point of sale, e-commerce, or payments, Dutchie provides the platform cannabis retailers rely on. So a big thanks to Dutchie for supporting today's latest episode. If you want to learn more, visit business.dutchie.com. Okay, let's get into it today, and let's put things into perspective. This survey doesn't exactly say when it was actually run or conducted, but based on the timing, it looks like it might have been the first half of 2025, and that matters. Back then, rescheduling, as we know, felt stuck. Legal challenges were flying. The Trump administration was quiet, and many executives, let's face it, were exhausted for waiting and the number of years that we've seen broken promises in this cannabis industry. And remember, this isn't a public opinion poll. These are cannabis operators and executives. So these are people dealing with 280E taxes, banking hurdles, and slow growth in their own businesses. So when 34% rescheduling wouldn't happen in 2025, that number really reflects a lot of frustration, and I can't blame them. But here's where things have changed, if indeed this survey was conducted in the first half of 2025. First up, the mood in Washington, as we know, it has shifted. The state's 2.0 Act has been reintroduced. Safe banking or safer banking is still alive, and just recently, a key House committee directed federal agencies to study how states regulate cannabis and report back within 1 year. So that's not just talk, however, which way you look at it, that is momentum. So when you read that 34% number today, you got to keep in mind that executives could have been asked this earlier this year, and if so, that's a very different climate. But still, let's be honest about why that number was so low. These executives have been burned before. Previous administrations, like Obama's DOJ, it gave them the Cole memo. Trump signed the 2018 Farm Bill. Biden launched rescheduling reviews, and yet here we are, the back end of 2025, and still nothing. From their perspective, nothing has changed on taxes, interstate commerce, or banking. So when Shield Compliance asked, will rescheduling happen this year, most of them weren't ready to believe it. In fact, there was a lot of them that actually bypassed the survey altogether. Why? Well, it's because they lived through the years of promises with little payoff. And I mean little. So let's now fast forward to today, and the tone, as we know, has changed somewhat. It does feel different. First thing we got to think of is Delaware. They just launched adult use. Pennsylvania, still in a heated debate over adult use cannabis. Texas, as we know, is testing the limits of its medical program. And in Washington, the Trump administration has gone from silence to openly asking federal agencies to assess cannabis regulation at the state level. Plus, President Trump commented on rescheduling back on August 11th, saying he will be making a decision in the next few weeks. So really, that's a very different backdrop than the one executives were living when they filled out this survey, if indeed it was conducted in the first half of 2025. So here's the disconnect. The Shield Compliance survey tells us that executives were deeply skeptical if it happened earlier this year. But now political momentum is stronger it's been in years. So does that guarantee rescheduling here in 2025? No. But does it mean the survey, meaning 34%, could be outdated? It was a snapshot in time. It was not the whole story. So really, what should we be watching next? Well, first up, one is congressional hearings. The Appropriations Committee is already moving. Two, you got to look at agency timelines. They've got 1 year to report back. Three, you also have Trump's administration. Do they lean into rescheduling as a policy win or downplay it? And finally, number four, the industry's own mood. If you start seeing CEOs flip from skeptical to cautiously optimistic, then that tells you the ground really has shifted. And we have seen a few executives recently express their optimism on what could come for this industry. So here's the bottom line. Only 1 in 3 cannabis executives thought rescheduling would happen this year, according to Shield Compliance. But remember, if this survey was taken months ago in a very different climate, then things definitely have changed. Since then, we've seen momentum, Congress is asking new questions, the Trump administration is signaling interest, and states keep trying to roll out their own adult use cannabis programs. As we know, this isn't full legalization, but it is federal attention in a way we haven't seen in quite some time. And in this industry, that kind of momentum can change a lot as to where we're at right now. So let us know in the comments below, what do you think? Do we get a rescheduling announcement at at some point here in 2025? Or do you believe some of these cannabis executives and think it won't happen until next year? Love to get your feedback, so leave your comments below. As usual, if you like this breakdown, make sure to give it a like, subscribe, and smash on that bell for all notifications. We'd appreciate it here at TDR. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your day, and like I always say, stay open-minded, stay connected, and I'll see you next time in our latest TDR Cannabis in 5 presented by Dutchie. I'm your host, Shad Dales. So long, everybody, and I'll see you next time.